Leadership.
I get confused, but I want to say Elite Academy, right? That's literally what I want to say. Elite Academy.
I think fires you up in your sleep.
Yeah, so I stay quiet. What am I supposed to say? So, you guys, I'm actually going to be teaching and talking to you guys about one of my strengths, right? And I would say it's my strength, but it's actually one of the most important things that we need to grow our business. Would you say?
Yes.
So if we don't have this, obviously you can still make it in the business, you can still make a lot of money, but you don't want to be just producing. You want to actually build a business where you have the passive income, right? Where what Matt was saying, that he made like $500 out of what Anthony made, and he wasn't even there. Of course, he still helps him. We deserve the overrides, right? We put in our work, the job. But anyway, so that's what we're going to talk about. And who's in Elite Academy? Raise your hand if you are.
Woo! Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, almost half the room. Do you guys feel like it's like, oh my gosh, we already know what we need to do when we go there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But once you're there, it's like, how do you feel, Janice, when you're there?
Man, it's a wake-up call. I mean, we get nuggets, and sometimes it feels like those speakers are speaking directly to you, something you needed to hear, and you didn't even know you needed it until they say it.
Right. And so when I go there, guys, I know how to prospect. I know what I need to do. I know how to create. I know how to make a phone call. But it's like a totally different level when you're there. It's like people are out recruiting you. I mean, you think that you're the top recruiter in this office, maybe you really aren't. It's like people are out recruiting over there. They're doing double the numbers. They're producing, and it's like crazy. So anyway, but what I'm going to teach you guys is so basic that you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's so simple, right? We just got to do it. We just got to use the 3-foot rule. Whoever's in front of you guys, let me tell you what, it actually works. Because think about this, if I'm at the register, right, and I see Vanessa and Eddie, and I'm in my world, and they may still be close to me, but I still don't even think about talking to them. This is why let me give you a key, you guys, and it happens to me. If you're thinking about, how do I get this number? How do I talk to them? How would I get the number, right? How do I transition? Don't worry about that, because it happens to me too. Sometimes I don't even know how to approach it. But this is what I say. I'm just gonna start a conversation. Start a simple conversation, like, oh, are you guys from here? I've seen you before. Oh, your hair is so long. Whatever, and you'll be surprised that they open up, and then it just is like, I can get in. Now is your way to get in. But a lot of times, and again, it happens to me too, that we just have that, we have a recruiting, and we're thinking, we gotta get the number. How do I get the number? How do I get the number? And we're so scared, or we get nervous. How do I even approach it? But so sometimes you can do it, but sometimes it doesn't happen that way. You just gotta start a conversation, right? So, all right. So we're going to. This is so cool that we're all high tech now.
High tech.
Yeah, high tech.
Yeah. All right. So. Is it called general training or presentation?
General training.
It's asking for a code.
5495.
5495. That's why I need the general training room.
Bam.
There you go.
Cool. Let me see, what is the...
You just hit slideshow at the top right.
Oh.
In orange.
Usually
And then hit play from current. Oh, there you go.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about prospecting, and we're gonna do a little bit of role playing. So I'm gonna move kind of fast in some of these things, you guys, because it's something basic. But if you want to take pictures, if you want to write something down, if you want to ask me questions, if you want me to send you the presentation, I can do that too. Okay. But this is really, it's key. It's so simple. You guys are going to be like amazed. The hard part, let me tell you what the hard part is. The hard part is actually applying it. That's what the hard part is. So let's talk about this. Okay. So you have your SMD, right? And that's why I have that in, and then you have your team. So who do you prospect, right? Are you picky? Have you ever heard of people people saying, I'm just very selective, right?
Yeah.
I only wanna talk to these people. How do you feel about that, Reggie?
Being selective, I mean, if you're small, you don't you shouldn't be too selective. I mean, you wanna talk to everybody, but if you get, quantity, then you can sift out, you
Okay,
can find the
quality.
quality.
But let me tell you what too, what Nick always says is, you also have to be specific about who you're looking for. Yes, you wanna recruit in quantities, and then with those quantities, you're gonna find what you're looking for, right? So you gotta be specific of what you're looking for. So who do you prospect, right? Let's talk about this. So anyone that comes in contact with you, have you guys had like Jehovah's Witnesses? I don't have anything against anybody, but don't they come to your door, right? I'm not saying that you're gonna be able to recruit them, but they're relentless, you guys. They're like, if you give them your phone number, they'll call you and they'll call you and they'll call you. And that's what I said, oh my gosh, these people are relentless. It's like us, right? And finally, they call you so much that you have to say yes, right? So think about what you want your team to look like. That's what we just said, right? You gotta recruit in quantities, but you also gotta know what you're looking for. Do you want a Filipino nurse couple, right? Or do you want a white, sharp salesman? Who are you looking for? If you do business with them, I think, right, they should do business with you, or at least they should consider you. I don't know, sometimes people say, well, they're not everybody, and not all the time it's gonna work that way. I understand that, but if I give them my business, I would expect them to give me my business, or at least consider me. If someone approaches you, are you taking advantage of that? If you get their business card, right, you have a business card and then you do anything with them, or are you afraid to call them because you never know. I'm gonna give you an example, you guys. Today I took my son to eat breakfast, and he was tired, he was kind of quiet, and then right next to us there was a sharp African American guy, right? And I kept looking at him, right, and I was like, oh, it's kind of awkward because he's right there eating. But then I said, okay, I waited until he finished eating. I waited until he finished eating so that I knew he was gonna leave soon. And I said, if it wasn't worse, he can say no. So he happened to be working for the Chino police department. And when he told me this, what was the first thing you guys would have thought? I work for the police department.
Good cop.
Yeah. So, no, right?
He must be good.
He's got to know I'm good. Well, guess what he said? Yes, I'm open. Why not? You know, I have about 4 years to retirement, to do 20, I mean, can't be looking. So I said, great, let's exchange phone numbers, right? So, but we make assumptions, right? Or we just don't make that move. So I decided to make that move. Okay, so where do you prospect? Everywhere that you go. You know, I did it at the restaurant, at gas stations. People recruit there a lot. Social media, you're taking advantage of that. I personally, I don't think I am. Are you? No, I personally, I don't think I am. But some people are great at that, some people are not so good at that, and that's okay because everybody has a niche. I talked to somebody in Eric Jamelita's team a couple of weeks ago at the Lia Academy, and I asked them, you guys are recruiting so much, what do you do? Because you want to learn. And she says, you know what, I don't really use social media. I just don't, it doesn't really work for me, so I go prospecting. You know, and they prospect a lot. They really do the prospecting. I don't think the hierarchies do a lot of social media. Do you? Not from what I see. So, restaurants, at the mall, at kids' school, at church, at Starbucks. I do a lot of it at Starbucks. Has to be duplicatable. I do a lot of it at Starbucks, you guys, because if they have $4, $5 to buy a cup of coffee, that means they have money to save or to do the AMA. You know how much $5 is? $5 a day for a month? It's $150. So that's another way to close business. If somebody says, "Oh, I don't have money," Eddie, what's $5 a day for you? What is $5 a day?
Yeah, it's nothing.
What do you usually spend $5 on?
Starbucks.
Starbucks, right? What about you, Vanessa?
$1 a day.
Starbucks, right? Coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Do you know how much that is? $150. So can you save $5 a day? Oh yeah. Okay, good. So there you go. You look icebreakers. How do you break the ice? You look sharp. Are you bilingual? You ask that a lot. I say that a lot, and it works for me. I literally do that a lot. I did that to Caesar, right, Caesar? Do you speak Spanish? Yes. Fluent? Oh, we gotta talk. We gotta get your phone number. Compliment them in something, right? Your hair looks great. I will compliment Vanessa and her nails. Oh my gosh, your nails look amazing. Where'd you get them done, right? And then you break the ice. Do you work around the area? Are you a real estate agent? Ask for directions. Are you getting paid? What you're worth? Do you guys use any of those?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh.
Good. What's that?
These are good for money.
Mhm. And they all work, and you don't have to use those, but those are the most common ones. You got it?
Yes.
Okay. Keys to prospecting. You gotta be brief. When you're prospecting, you don't do a BPM. You're not trying to quote them right there. You don't wanna give them the whole BPM right there. So be brief unless you're building a relationship. Like if you happen to meet someone and you're not gonna go for the kill right there, you're not gonna tell them, are you open? Are you looking to make more money? Then at that point you're building a relationship, right? So you wanna get to know that person, and maybe you exchange numbers, but not really for that purpose. So ask them questions. So what do you do? Oh, I'm a real estate. Do you like it or do you love it? Do you keep your business options open? So this is when they tell you yes. When you actually go for the phone number, right? You want to get the phone number so you can ask them those questions. Well, the reason why I'm asking is because I'm expanding my firm, right? Say, oh, okay, great. So do the takeaway. I can't promise you anything, or I don't even know if you will be a fit. And people will be like, what are you talking about? I'm not gonna be a fit. Like when I got that number today, this is exactly what I said. So he didn't feel like I was really asking him, but I was really asking him. I said, you're a cop then? He said, yeah. But you don't happen to keep your career options open then, do you? He's like, yes, that's what he said, yeah. So you're asking them, but you're not really asking, right? So would you take that as a takeaway, Reggie?
Absolutely.
So that's exactly how I said it, you guys, so that he wouldn't feel like I was really being direct, but I was really asking him, right? So do the takeaway. Must get their phone number. People that tell me, oh, I went prospecting, and I give him my number, so I talked to 5 people and I give him my number. So what is that? So what are the chances they're gonna call you?
No,
0%.
like less than 1%.
Less than 1%. So don't expect them to call you. Oh, they give me their email. Okay. So you gotta get really good at getting the phone number, you guys. Okay? Exchange their numbers right away. The more you do it, the better you're gonna get at it. But if you don't have a phone number, you have nothing. Okay? Any questions on this? Anything that maybe you've tried and it hasn't worked for you? When you talk to someone, all of you guys get the phone number?
Majority of the time.
Yeah? Okay.
Now, I've told them sometimes when they ask for a card, I won't give it to them. I've told them, you know what, I'd probably give you a card, but you know what, that card's gonna go in the drawer with the rest of the cards people are giving you. So I go, either you can give me your number if you're interested, but sometimes I won't give them a card, but I'll tell them that reason.
And that's
You're just gonna
good.
throw it in that drawer anyway, you better off just give me your number, that way I can call you and make sure we get in contact.
Yeah. Say, you know what? I don't have my business card with me, or just remember I said, you know, I don't usually give away things because it's gonna end up in the drawer. But why don't we exchange phone numbers?
I tell them I forgot it in the car. Go
Yeah.
like this.
Whatever works.
You know what? I forgot it in the car, man.
You
Let's
do
just
what Reggie
exchange
does.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Reggie does.
For the cheesesteaks?
And then Byron looks at me, like, you have them in your purse? I'm like, no, I don't have any.
So, okay. So I literally hardly ever give away my business card. There's some people that say, oh, I gotta get my business card so I can prospect. No. I mean, when I was prospected, what they did is literally they ripped a little piece of paper from Adriana, from a little notebook. Oh, here's my phone number, and then she scratched something, and then she literally gave it to me like that. Just like that. She crossed something and she rewrote it, and all I said, what was the name of the company? Oh, World Financial Group. I had never heard of it, right? So people don't care if they're gonna remember you, not the business card, right? Whatever impression you made is what is gonna sell them, is why they're gonna call you or they're gonna answer your phone call, right? Because even if you call, what I've noticed, you guys, sometimes now that we call and exchange the phone number and they ring their phone, right? So now they store it so that they don't answer it
Right.
when you call them, but who cares? Somebody's gonna answer, right? So, are you being specific about what you're looking for, right? This is like different backgrounds of what you want in your team. What you're looking for. You gotta be clear, right? About who you want in your team. What market do you wanna get into? How important is the market?
Super
Very
important.
Do you guys, let me ask you this, I was talking to Art earlier, and, how many points, by 9 o'clock, Art, that Eric had closed?
Jeez.
12.5.
How many?
Mhm.
12,000 points?
Yeah.
So, do you think that Eric Jamelita, how do you think Eric's market is?
Amazing. Great referrals. They know what he does. They're not in the dark.
And they have a lot of Asians, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have an advantage, Janice. Matt Chang?
She got,
Working on it.
she got with
What's
the
your
wrong
name?
guy.
Eric has them all?
She had an advantage.
So, it's all about the market. If we stick in a small market where everybody's broke or whatever it is, then we're gonna get little applications, right? It's gonna take 10 policies for us to make all the ones that Eric Jamelita get in one. So, I mean, Reggie and I talk about all this all the time. You got, are they ambitious? You're looking for somebody ambitious. Let me tell you, ask them, are you lazy on the one-on-one? Because if you are, this is not for you. Yes or no?
Yes.
One thing people can, I was telling CJ, everybody can say anything about me, okay? And I may or may not agree, but you definitely cannot say I'm lazy. You cannot tell me I'm lazy because I'm not. Entrepreneurial minded, right? If you're looking for a job, well, this is not for you. 25 years and older, married, has kids, homeowner, are they dissatisfied? I was very dissatisfied. I know Janice is very dissatisfied. This lady, I always think about it, right? She works all night Saturday mornings and she's still here with her husband. So I know she's dissatisfied. Okay, who we're not looking for, right? Who's looking for a job, who's looking to make an hourly rate or salary, has no work ethic. Think about this, the people that work from a long distance, how long does it take you guys to get here? On Tuesday?
Hour and a half.
An hour and a half, you guys, is that commitment?
Yes.
It is commitment, right? That's having work ethic. Cause if you don't, it's like, you know what, it's gonna be too long of a drive, I don't care.
Shit, look at how far Anthony's driving too.
Where
He's
is he?
driving, what, a good hour from San Jacinto?
Oh my God, yeah, it's about the same, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I drive for about 40 minutes, which is not as bad, that's because there's no traffic right now, but it is commitment. It takes commitment. Ways to prosper, you guys. Get 5 numbers per day minimum, or 10. Are you getting 5 numbers? Let me tell you, if you get 5 numbers a day, every single day, you're gonna get 3 to 5 recruits. 3 to 5 recruits every month. Talk to 10 people per day, even if you just have 10 conversations. Mike Bettencourt always says, if you talk to 10 people, then you're gonna get, at the beginning, maybe you get 3 or 5, and then you get better and better, and eventually you get all of them. Prospect as you go. Get referrals from the KTP, from everywhere in social media. Oh, I'm sorry, do you guys want me to go back? Okay. Okay, so here's where the good stuff starts. We're gonna start this, the script, okay? So you're prospecting someone, right? You guys were doing this because this is the basics. This is like the nitty-gritty. This is what it's gonna take for us to get promoted and to grow our teams. And it's all about doing it and don't be, not losing fear, right? One thing that, who was I getting? I think it was Saturday. I forgot if it's Eric or somebody said when we were at Lead Academy. Whoever said, who cares what people think or say about us? Was it at Lead Academy this Saturday? I don't remember. But anyway, it's about who cares. We worry too much about what people say and what are they gonna think about us and What are they think I'm not where I wanna be and I can't do this? You know, some of you guys have seen that I've been doing videos on Facebook, and you know why I'm doing it, you guys? Because it's getting me out of my comfort zone. I'm not at my legs, but guess what? I will get there, right? And then I thought, you know what? Why am I not doing it? Why am I so concerned? Because I worry too much about what people are thinking. And got to the point where I said, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what they're thinking. I don't care if they laugh at it. Who cares, right? I'm doing it for me. So we're gonna practice this, and we're gonna be really good at it. Okay, you guys? So let's, Reggie, can you stand up, please? All right, so using the script, Reggie, go ahead and prospect me. So let's use this.
One thing that Nick said that he wanted to try to go away from financial firm and go to wealth management.
I've been using that. Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Use that, you guys. Whatever works for you, but I've been using wealth management for sure. Thank you. So this is just something that I had. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, thank you. And literally, sometimes people look like, I'm talking, right?
Oh, man. How you doing? How are you?
Good,
How's your day going?
great, thank
It's
you.
how I prospect to you guys. How's your day going?
Great, thank you.
Good. Man, it's always hit or miss in here, huh?
Yes, yes.
You live in the area?
I don't live in Marietta.
Okay,
Kind of
okay.
off.
You look really sharp. What kind of work do you do, if you don't mind me asking?
You're like,
I think that too. I look
I
at
look
that.
kinda like, you look
Don't be
like-
eyeballing.
Okay, I'm actually property management.
Really?
Yes.
Really, in the area, or?
Yeah, here in Temecula
Really? How long you been doing that?
for about 3 years.
Really, 3 years. So you own the place?
Wish, no.
You bilingual by chance?
Yeah,
What do you speak?
Spanish.
Wow, that's huge. The reason I was asking, I actually help run a financial branch or wealth management firm here in the city of Temecula. I'm in charge of expansion.
Oh.
And I actually work with a couple of individuals that come from your background do really, really well. You know, let me see if let me give you my contact number.
I'm looking for, pretend you're looking for your business.
Let me give you my contact.
Oh, okay.
Okay, keep your options open.
Sure, always.
Okay, I'm 909 561-0701. Are you 909 or 951?
858.
858. San Diego?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 858
945.
945
4412.
4412. You know what? I'm in a little bit of a hurry. I'm gonna have my office. Somebody from my office give you a call, or I'll give you a call next 24 or 48 hours. Nice meeting you. Your name was?
Cynthia.
Reggie. Nice to meet you.
Hey,
All
so what is this? What kind of company?
I actually show folks how to retire early and pay less in taxes. It's
Oh.
a huge need in the Hispanic community for that, so I'm looking for a lot of part-timers right now.
And what are you looking for?
Part-timers to help us with our expansion.
Okay. What position?
It's a couple open positions. That's why I want to give you a call though. It's kind of, I want to give you the whole.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right? Okay.
Woo!
Good job.
Smooth butter.
Did he do a good job?
Yeah.
All right. So obviously Reggie is a product, you know, he probably didn't use the script word by word. You're like, I don't even know where I was, right? But for somebody that's brand new, like Caesar, this is really new to you. This is just basic. It's like a little mini guideline for you to just follow, right? So let me go over, you guys. And by the way, I suggest, like Byron, if you haven't prospected, you gotta go for somebody that's done it before, right? So maybe take Nick, or ask Reggie, or Eddie, or Matt, or whoever, right? I know Anthony is really consistent at it too. That's what we did. That's what I did in the beginning. I would go out with someone that's already done it. Okay. So excuse me, you look very professional. Do you mind me asking what do you do for a living, right? And then you wait for a response. So, oh, I'm in property management, right? Now, the reason why I ask is because I run a wealth management firm here in the area, and we're currently looking for ambitious people, or we're expanding our firm. Okay? And they say, oh, okay. So, and they'll probably ask you questions, right? Like, well, what kind of company are you? And that's my, so if I ask somebody, I'm not gonna pick hands, but if I say, so what kind of company are you? Who can answer that? Reggie, answer that. Anthony, stand up. You should write this down if you, especially if you're new.
So are you,
What kind of company are you?
so are you familiar with Merrill Lynch or Charles Schwab? Any of
Yeah,
those companies?
I've heard of them.
So we're in the same finance industry as they are, just the difference in the people we serve. We have more, but they have more of the upper income families, we have more of the middle class families, but you and I can agree that the middle class needs help with their money, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's the reason why we need to talk. Are you 951 or 909?
Oh, let's give him a.
Hey!
Wow, wow. I like that. I think you and I can agree that the middle income classes where most of the help is needed. Absolutely. So, exactly. They're gonna ask you, so what kind of company are you? Or what's the name of the company? If they're open, so if they say, do you keep your career options open? You wait for our response, and they say yes. Okay, great. Let's exchange numbers. I will contact you within the next couple of days to set up a time to meet. If you don't hear from me, Reggie, please call me because I'm very busy. Okay. If and at that point, you just don't pause, you guys. You do it really quick, like you did. So, what's your phone number? Is your phone number 909 blah blah? And call their phone number at that moment. Okay. What happens if they're not open? When you say, do you keep your business options open or your career options open? Are you open to increase your income? Whatever works for you, right? If they say, no, I'm not, I'm okay. Well, give them your phone number anyway, because they might know someone that is actually open. Okay? So, you know what? That's okay. Let me give you my phone number anyway, because you actually might know someone that might, right? And even then, you guys are going to come across some people that say, and still don't want the phone number, right? And they say, oh, okay, great. But a lot of times they do send it, and they do give it to other people, because I have several phone calls like that. Okay, any questions on this? No? Okay. All right, so this is the invitation. So we're gonna 5 more minutes. I'm gonna bring up somebody up here. Who wants to volunteer? We're gonna do the script for prospecting, and then we're gonna go for that. CJ, come up here.
All right.
Art Blanco. 2 sharp, tall men. Do you guys, do you want me to keep up? Do you want to read the script?
Sure.
Okay. So.
Oh, you want this? Okay.
Yeah. So I want to keep it simple, and I mean, unless you already know it and you kind of follow similar guidelines, that's fine. If not, follow the script.
Need help, so I'll follow the script.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. How are you doing today?
How's it going?
Good, good. You look very sharp. What is it that you do?
Actually, I have a plumbing business.
Oh, wow. How long have you been doing that?
20 years.
Oh, wow. Do you enjoy it?
The money.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Are you open for other business opportunities?
Always open.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'm with the financial firm, and what we do is we try to help families save their money, get out of debt, save taxes, save their money on taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering if you keep your options open.
Yeah, I do. What company are you with?
We're with World Financial Group, and we're just like Merrill Lynch, Charles Schwab. We do the same thing, but we cater more to the middle class families.
Okay.
Wouldn't you agree that they need it probably a lot more than some of the richer families?
I would say so.
Yes. So, since you're open, how about I contact you and we sit down and we can discuss this later?
How about you give me your number and I'll give you a call?
Oh, awesome. My number is 808-741-5773. How about yours, just in case, something happens in the mix-up?
Okay. 562
562
123 4567.
Okay. All right.
One thing I'm gonna say right there, you guys,
Yeah.
and me and Robert were talking about this on the way. Put your number in the phone and call it and say, did it come up?
Yeah.
And that way they give you a bonus number and they're like, oh.
I was gonna say, yeah, a lot of times what I do is I put it in there and I text them right then. I was like, hey, I actually have an app for e-card, and I'll send the e-card to them, because it also, not only does it put their number in the phone and I can find it later, but it also sends them my e-card with my information, phone number, and everything on there.
Nice.
So,
And one thing I do for my phone, I put NP, new prospect. Then I
Oh,
put
there you
the-
go.
So, also too, just really quick, you guys really pay attention, especially when you're out prospecting. CJ, I don't know if you caught it,
Right.
which I don't think you did,
No, the phone.
is when you asked him if he kept his options open to make more money, he already said yes, but you asked him a second time.
Ah,
That's why he
yeah, I
asked
didn't
more
catch it.
questions. By the way, guys, people that are very dissatisfied or that they say that they're open, okay, half the time they don't even ask what it is you do.
yeah,
Like, you don't even need to go into that unless he asks. Cause remember, the whole idea is to get the number in and out, that's it. Right, so he already said, yes, great, what's your number? Is it 909 or 951? And then get the number, call them, whatever you guys like to do. I like to do the same thing, I typically just text them. I was like, did you get my text message? They're like, okay, yeah, I got it,
Mhm.
right? But the idea is getting in and out as fast as possible.
okay, cool.
All right.
Any
So
other
Art,
suggestions?
I would say something too, that Art says, and I don't think you caught it either, when he says, how about you give me my number, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I probably shouldn't give him my number first. He's like, well, how about I give you my number, or I get your number, then I'll text you my number.
I usually give my number first,
Oh.
and then kind of is an icebreaker, and I've always, usually get the numbers if I give my, with a compliment, and then, you know, let me give you my number. Oh, okay, and then I usually get theirs.
Oh, cool.
So it works.
The strategy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Art.
Oh. We're pumping gas. Hey, you got a nice ride there.
Oh,
What do
thank
you do for work? Or do you have your own business?
Well, actually, I'm a security guard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, they must be paying you some big, you must be the owner driving that car right there, right?
No.
Oh, really? Just a lot of hours?
Yeah, a lot of hours.
A lot of long hours. How's that working out for you?
Not too well. I don't really care for it too much. It was
Really?
fun when I first started, but yeah.
Okay, so do you leave your options open to make additional income?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, well, you know, I have a wealth management company in the area. We're in expansion mode right now. We're always looking for sharp individuals, and I mean, you look like the type of person that we're looking for. I'd like to invite you out to my office. Can I get your number, invite you out?
I'm not too sure. What kind of business?
Well,
What
like
company?
I said, we teach families how to make and save money, pay little to no taxes on their retirement. And like I said, you know, I want to have you come out, take a look. You know, it might be an opportunity for you. It might not be a fit for us, and we might not be a fit for you, but I recommend you come out.
Okay.
All right, your number 909-951?
808.
808, okay. Right.
All right.
Good job. Good job. Okay, I think I might turn this off. Can I, let me just show you this, you guys. This is the invitation, so after you prospected someone, you gotta invite them, right?
Right.
So you can't just, oh, okay, well, I don't know what to do with this number. So this is the script that you use to set up a one-on-one. So I'm gonna read it really quick. It's simple, just, I mean, when you don't have to memorize it, have it in front of you when you're calling someone, okay? Because they don't know, so if you say, hello, Reggie, this is Cynthia Moore. We met at Walmart yesterday, remember me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Reggie?
I'm good, I'm good.
Awesome.
Watching the Dodgers lose.
Say that.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. I was watching, I was just finished dinner.
Mhm. Reggie, when we met yesterday, you say you keep your business or your career options open, and that's why I'm calling. I have my calendar in front of me. I'm open Wednesday evening, Wednesday during the day, or Thursday. What day works for you?
I'm off on Thursday.
Okay, Thursday. All right, great. Okay, great. Why don't we set up a time to meet that day then? I think.
Morning or afternoon?
Huh?
I'll turn it for give me time.
Okay, so Thursday, how about 11 or 12?
11 is good.
Okay, great. I look forward to meeting you Thursday at 11 a.m., Reggie. And so you do it. That's all you have to say, right? When you call them, you don't need to chit-chat. You don't need to find out if they're open. They give you the number because you're open. When you get the number, you pre-frame it and say, I'm going to give you a call, and we'll set up a time to talk. Okay, we're going to set up a time to talk business. So some prospects may qualify more to bring in for a one-on-one, right? And others may be more fit for a BPM. If you're unsure, check with your upline and they'll tell you, right? one of the people that I brought for a one-on-one was Arthur, right? I mean, because I thought he was more fit for a one-on-one. I didn't want to walk him in. It really depends on the age, the credibility that they have. So you gotta figure out that person. Any questions on this, you guys?
No.
You took a picture of that? This is for the BPM. Okay? I'm gonna finish up with this. Invitation to the BPM. So you prospect them and you feel like they're more fit for a BPM. Sometimes you gotta ask them when they're available, what their availability is before you actually set up a time. Listen, Reggie, we're going to have a corporate overview where we're going to go over the company, how we help families, and our compensation plan. Are you available Tuesday or Saturday morning?
What time Saturday?
Tuesday evening or Saturday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning?
Tuesday. Tuesday's fine.
Tuesday? Okay, great. Please dress professional. Make sure you wear slacks and a tie. And the address is so-and-so. I look forward to meeting you Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Okay, awesome.
Alright, perfect. So it's very simple. Right, can you guys do that? Can you read it? After you get
Yes.
the number? Definitely, right? Okay. So we'll practice next time, maybe Tuesday. I think that we need to practice a lot more on this. But I wanted to give you at least the basics of it so you know what to do. So I'm gonna bring up this awesome guy up here. He's fires me up to always introduce him because he's always on fire and no fear, right? And he's always out there and making sure he helps families. So he's gonna share his strengths right now. I want you guys to please put your hands together for Eddie Ceballos.
Whoosh. Alright, let's do a quick one just so I can get through this stuff with you guys. That was awesome, right?
Yeah.
The scripts is 99% of the. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to take off
Yeah,
the
just
thing.
gotta turn off her airplane.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
So. Yeah, 99% of it's talking to people. So once we do that right, I'm glad that this. I mean, I think it makes perfect sense. So talking to people's half the battle. It's probably 99.9999%, right? Times pi times p equals c squared. But then the other half is what Matt went through. So the actual KTP. So we've got to see how to talk to people. Matt's as good of a closer as anybody that I know. One of the guys that I learned from, one of the key guys besides Nick. So it was pretty cool to see that. Literally all the questions, everything. So then once we get through that, I'm going to show you guys what can really happen. I've been having a pretty good month. Can be way better though, for sure. I know I was talking to Matt. Things could always be just way better. Yeah. So I'm going to show you right now if this thing will work. All right, cool. Play from start. Did I break it? Don't tell Nick.
You borked it, dude.
I did, didn't I? It's like going back and forth. Oh, I'll scare it enough, dude. Hold on. General training room. Let me just click it again. It's probably scared. Oh. We literally practiced this before.
I know.
Built-in general training right there. I don't know why I didn't do it. There.
Still not going. Do you have it on your iPad?
I have it on my phone.
Okay. Try it from
It's just one of the areas might be, the text will be, let me take it off. So you'll be able to still see everything I put, it'll just be a little bit different. One of the sections, you know, sometimes the text gets kind of jumbled around, but you guys can just deal with it for now.
Oh, actually, oh,
Okay.
go ahead.
Is it gonna work now? No, that's fine. Alright, cool. So let me get it going. No excuses. Cool, so, awesome. So I'm gonna go through a little bit of how the actual comp and stuff is gonna work. So, alright, Matt, you're gonna have to help me one more time with this because we did not practice this guy. Airplay, I think you said airport, dude. I don't even know where I'm at right now, dude. I'm lost.
Airport, no.
I'm lost. How do I get this guy to go? Matt saved my life. Boom. Alright, dude, here's last
Okay,
name.
you need 4591. Oh.
Cool. Promise this stuff's awesome. So yeah, it took some time to work on it. I think it's gonna make a lot of sense now. It's gonna tie in some of the looser ends.
There
Cool.
we go.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Awesome. So the closing and the actual compensation of it, right? We went through all that stuff. So on this one, I don't know why, right? But it takes it down. So factors of close. So all the time when you guys sit with clients, sit with people, one-on-ones, BPM, guests, it could be somebody right at the gas station, whatever, prospecting, it doesn't matter. There's always factors of closing, right? Someone always closes somebody in a conversation, whether it's a right KTP or whether it's the actual closing on something, right? going to school, right? Going to a party, going to go eat at a restaurant, married couples and stuff. You know, so enthusiasm or lack of enthusiasm, right? Positive or negative. Do I have the enthusiasm? Do I not? Right? So I want to kind of pre-frame my whole conversation on these kind of pillars. So if you don't have enthusiasm, that's going to be a factor. Don't have belief, that's going to be a factor. You got to believe in the goodness of what we do for people, right? Your expectation plays a huge role, because you have to expect a yes, right? Before the quarterback throws the ball, he sees it in the end zone. So that's huge, right? Unfortunately, the Dodgers right now, I know it's going to be recorded, so I wanted to be in there, right? Unfortunately, the Dodgers didn't probably expect to win, but that's probably why they're having a bad time right now. So one of the things is you have to have no fear, and I just say it because it's true. So one of the things is having no fear. You gotta just commit the whole way through, right? So on top of that, there is literally a possibility of no. If that enters your mind, it's over, right? We always talk about no is not going to be personal. So if someone tells you no, right, on to the next, right? And then this is a great saying by a very smart man. It's actually unknown, but don't give about it. So it's not personal. Don't care, right? Off the shoulder, right? Water off a duck's back. Cool. So after that, right, we're going to qualify. So this is how I close. I mean, this is why I do it. When I have these principles, right, the fear, the belief, the enthusiasm, the energy, everything is there, then I just qualify the prospect, right? So if I met Reggie right, you can relate this to anything. It's a one-on-one, whether it's going to be a KTP. Obviously, my strength's KTP, but it's all the same stuff. It's people. People don't change. People don't know. If I go to meet Reggie at a one-on-one, or if it's a KTP, he doesn't know what I call it. It's whatever I think it.
Right.
So as long as I'm qualifying it, shoot, I could be like, man, I'm qualifying him. Man, what does he need? You know, we're talking. I can start identifying what his hot buttons are, right? What does he need? Do I know beforehand what he needs or what he wants, right? Is it a need or a want? What exactly is it? Some people need things, other people want it, right? We talk about, like, those weird businesses like the Herbalifes and stuff, you know? That's a want, not a need, right? That's the difference, right? You can go and eat healthy. You don't need Herbalife, right? You can't just go to Sprouts and go pick up a financial product. That just don't exist. So our need is very unique. On the other stand of it, right, you have to distinguish, right? So sometimes you have to, and I love that Matt's kind of in your face a little bit about that stuff. So sometimes you do have that job for the client. You kind of have to distinguish it for them, right? Lead their hand. And for what, right? So what's the use of it? Make sure that, the use makes sense and they can afford it. That's number one thing. And the most important part of this all, if you guys feel like you're doing every one of these, because again, for me, I have to feel like I'm kind of crossing the list as I'm with a client or I'm with people. I have to make sure that I have all these areas, because if I don't have these down, I feel like I'm not prepared. Preparing, like, that's 99% of the battle as well, right? Doing your homework. So if all this kind of fails, just remember the last one. We can't help everybody. Not everybody's going to be available. Not everybody's going to want what we have. Not everybody's going to believe in us. So that's just like one of the big things I can tell you guys. And then the other is just closing through leverage. So as I kind of progress now into the actual, right, from the theory of it now into it, closing through leverage is huge. So when I started, it was leveraging those who knew more than me, right? Whether it was Matt, whether it's some of these other SMDs or whatever. So sometimes we do appointments that we know we're not going to close. Like, we already know, and we know someone's better suited, right? If I got a guy that's in, let's say, the TV industry, or maybe, hung out with people like that, and I maybe don't connect too well to him, guess who I got right here who can? So why would I do it when I can send somebody that probably will swing it out of the park, right? I've just been talking to Matt, trying to match him up with a very good appointment. So I could be the selfish one. So sometimes it's not that we can't close. Sometimes it's just simply we don't see it in time, right? The curveball's coming and we just don't aim right. So sometimes take yourself a step back. That's why it's so important to analyze the needs, not only the client, but analyze, like, how can you best help the person. At the end of the day, it's about helping people. So then we look at also your personality. Sometimes the personality won't click. I've had times where people say that I'm cocky. And then it's like, there's like a thing about it. And it's like, I mean, whatever. You just rub people off a different way. So that's one thing. Then you have, this is all another reason why you want to leverage people, right? So there's a lot of people in here and you want to be a trainer among trainers. You want people to say, hey, you know what, Janice, you guys are crazy closers, because then you guys are going to be lined up with a bunch of appointments from everybody else, right? So you don't have more than 24 hours in a day, right? You guys have a family, right? You guys got little ones. So your time is very important. So if you have 5, 10, 15, 20 appointments, right, you're running your business right, you're meeting people, talking to people, then you want to make sure you use your 24 hours wisely. Like Matt was saying, right, $500 from that override. Well, shoot, if you had 10, 15 more, imagine you had 10 more, you just made $5 grand. $5 grand. Talk about being in 1,000 places at one time, So that's one of the big ways, right? So through leverage. And, as I'm pre-framing more of it, you don't want to work on all those. So think about it. Even if you could work 24 hours, do you want to work for 24 hours? No. So make your time valuable. So for me, when I'm going to an appointment, I know that if I have the ability to close, that for me, it doesn't just mean me closing. It means just the appointment closing. Whether it's going to be a close from somebody else in the field, getting the referrals right, whatever it is. So then you also have, if you want to make more money, right? So again, it's kind of reiterating the same thing. And then again, you want to have more time. So just for the sake of it, I kind of want to get to the more juicy parts. And then selling the dream. So this is something that you guys could really just let loose. This is something that I think will really, really paint a clear picture. So everything starts at 10, right? 10 recruits. So when you start off right now, right? I know some of the newer guys, I was talking to you and stuff. This is something where obviously get with your trainer and stuff, but this is something where, you provide a license, we meet you the other halfway with the knowledge, okay? So the knowledge comes when you have those 10 recruits, right? That'll generate an average of $3,000 in premium, right? Per recruit. That's what we always say. So per person, right, that's about $3,000 per recruit. That's about $30,000 in gross revenue, right, or premium, if you will, if you recruit more than 10 people in 1 month. Good so far, right? Okay, cool. In the first 30 days, you won't be licensed, right? So this is where you can kind of sell the vision to somebody. In the first 30 days, you won't be licensed, so you'll make 0% of that 30 grand. But guess what? In return for my leadership, or whoever's leadership you're under, right? In return for leadership, I will train every person you bring in. I will get you promoted, and at the same time, I will average you between 500 to 2,000 referrals. Some of us, I think Matt was talking about it in pregame, the better we are, people are actually calling us now because you have referrals, right? So my part is in the first 30 days, while you bring that license, I'm going to freaking tee it up so that everything kind of makes sense for you, right? Now guess what? Because we're doing this next month, your goal the first 30 days was to build a team, right? So get people here, base of clients with a good network, people with good filters, kind of like you guys were talking about. Get them down here, and then we can squeeze your license in as we're building you a team, building you an organization, right? So now let me show you this other side. And I can send you this too, guys, if you guys need it. So now, in your next 30 days, you'll be licensed now, right? So let's say you started in October. Now guess what? November, 30 days later, you'll be licensed. And this is huge. If you're serious, you will help your team hit the 10. And even if they only hit 20 combined, so now your 10 only hit, let's say, 10 total. That means that 20 recruits at a 3,000, right? 3,000 per recruit. That's $60,000 in premium. Second month license at the lowest contract, you would have made 15 grand. So you can go out and write the personal sale, right? So I've done that. I have a pretty good market. I've known how to get the amount of people to be able to close that kind of money. But it's so much easier if you have 10 Anthonys. It's proof right there. So a lot of times people say, I don't have the market. You can't train on the market. I can't train that. But what you can train on is, guess what though? Anthony's living proof. He just did it tonight, right? It was, yesterday. So imagine in one night, one guy helps make $500. So that just shows you that this doesn't matter what contract. At the end of the day, it's all relative, right? So I'm going to show you guys, okay, cool. So I'm going to show you guys something that blew my mind when I saw it. I know you guys have probably heard it, but this is a completely different way. This is called the 1 number per day rule. This is something from Legacy Event. My cousin's out there, so he kind of shared me some nuggets from the Jeff Levitine group. So this is something huge. So you take 1 number per day. Can we all just do 1 number a day?
Yes.
Yeah. Like just 1 number. Like we could even be like goofing off and like mess up and get a number. You're like, whoa, I just got the guy's number. I don't even know how it happened. Right? We could all do that. So 1 number per day, that's 30 phone numbers in the month, okay? 20 will answer the phone, 12 will probably book something. BPM, right, 101. 6 will show, 3 will code. Pretty true to the numbers, right? So what you end up looking at, if you get those 3, right, to come down, so 3 new recruits, that's 3 top 25 lists. That's 75 phone calls you can now make, right, in someone's market, right? So now out of those 75, 50 will answer, 30 will book, but out of those 30, we know we won't be able to sit down with all of them, right? They'll come up with a lame excuse. And then from those 30, right, we'll be able to sit with 20. And then from those 20, right, and this could be, again, it's not, sometimes you might see us if you're new and be like, yeah, well, there's no way it works like that, but sometimes we take into account, like, if you had to reschedule the appointment, right, that still counts in the original 20. So 20 will field, right, you go and field train. From those 20, those 10 appointments will probably close, right? And this is, not a great closing ratio. This is just somebody, right, who closes 50%. So you close 50%. Now let's run the actual numbers. So you help 10 families from the original 75, right? In the top 25s. Let's just say out of those 10 appointments are only $170 a month. We just saw that literally Cynthia took $5 a day, right, and took it, and I use that approach. Something I've used with my clients that's super successful is I say, hey, right, you work 40. Some people even like blow, like, oh, I work 60 hours a week. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. What if you only took literally 1 hour of what you made every single day and you put it away for yourself? Right? So if you made $10, guess what? In 30 days, that's $300. So couldn't you at least put away 1 hour? Imagine, take 1 hour of what you worked the whole life, take 1 hour a day, and you put that away for yourself. So that's huge for me, right? So let's just say 170, that's 20,000 points, right? So 10 apps at 170, 20,000 points. 20,000 points at, let's just say, in the middle spectrum of the contract, let's just say 50% just to put it right in the middle. That's $10,000 in commission. $10,000 in commission by 12 months, that's 120 grand a year. That's what I did. I depended on myself. So you just do enough personally that you can do it, but it's so much easier if you have a team. So much easier if you got a team. I wish I would have made $500 when I was just, hanging out doing something, so it's pretty awesome. So, that's kind of the whole, it's crazy when you really demystify the numbers. The numbers are the numbers. So, kind of clear, right?
Yes.
Pretty cool? All right, awesome. So now I want to show you now the 1 number per day. Well, this is all literally 1 number a day. So Anthony, you usually get 1 to 2, right? So imagine, that's why I put that message on WeChat, it's gonna click. Because this is something that, dude, Legacy, they've been in business for, I don't know, almost 30 years now, I don't even know how long, and this is something they all kind of live by. So imagine 10 families helped, right, 10 to 30 appointments, right, the 10 apps at 170 in premium, that's 20,000 points. At a 30%, so at the lowest contract, how would you feel if you just made 6 grand in that whole month?
That's a 3,000 points per.
3,000 points per the recruit, exactly. So imagine you just made 6,000 in commission. This could have been, some people say like, oh, well, how often you get paid? It doesn't matter. We get paid in the month, man. You hurry up and you'll get paid in the month. Don't matter. You make the 6 grand. It's like, oh, well, you don't really know. You make the 6 grand, dude. So it's 6,000, right? And then obviously at an SMD contract, which you guys want to get to, imagine that same, the 10 families helped, you would have made 16 grand. This money right here, dude, I don't care. I'll stay at the 6 grand. This kind of money part-time, shoot, full-time. This kind of money changes people's lives. Yeah. This is the difference between helping out their mama to not helping out mama. You know what I mean? That's the difference.
Honestly, I work a full-time job and I don't even make that much as a nurse.
Exactly. See, and that's twofold. One, that's BS because you should be making it, and then the other side is, well, now we got to do something about it. So what's cool is you have an opportunity. We have a shot here to do it. You could go close a policy and make a gajillion dollars. You could go meet like the Southwest guy. The cool thing about this, and something I kind of want to speak about too, is we could talk about the numbers all day, we could talk about everything, but the reality is it all starts with us. The fact that we're here right now, and there's a lot of people that should be here, but I think that this is our shot, as we were talking about. Next year, 2018, already started, literally. Yes. Already started.
Yeah.
So one of the things is, a lot of times, if we want to make noise, it starts by really, not just closing business, but really believing in what we do. It's unfortunate sometimes the things we go through. I've been through things in the business, outside of the business, family stuff, it's crazy. Usually when you get in businesses like these, all of a sudden things start happening in your life. It's like just literally everything was cool. Before WFG, it's like everything was normal. You used to go with the buddies, drink, go to the bar. Things were fine. All of a sudden you join WFG, your tire pops, the grill gets messed up, right? The dog escapes. You're like running in your underwear trying to chase the dog. It's like crazy things happen to people's lives, and that just shows it's a people business. So I think everything I kind of ran through today, the 10 families, the prospecting, the numbers, it's all pre-framed by wanting to help. I think it's all, yeah, man.
Yeah, it's something that Reggie like lives by. If you got 1 direct and you wrote $500 in target premium, it falls under that, literally.
Yeah.
You're looking at 5,000 points a week times 4 weeks. That's 20,000 points. It's something to really live by.
Yeah, and it's crazy because this isn't even taking into account points. The contest just ended, but New York. So imagine, for doing what you're doing already, there's trips we get, right? There's all kinds of cool things. So I just really wanted to show you guys that 1 number a day rule. I think that if we were to all take it serious, just 1 number a day, this would really change. Honestly, regardless of which side you lay on, I think if we all really, and I'm definitely gonna follow this, because when I was going through it today, it just clicked for me. I was like, man, you know what? You can't be that lazy that you can't even get 1 code in a month. There's just no way, like consistently, consistency. So imagine we get the 1 code, and we're gonna be able to help a lot of people. And this is something that I kind of found today, man. It fired me up because right now I don't have the biggest organization. Right now, I just said that, right? Right now, that's key words. We're in sales, right? You're more in the sharing than sales business, hopefully. So one of the things I always talk to people is I share with my ideas with everybody. I'm an open book. And that's what I live by, man. Right now, I'm going to sell the dream with or without the team. You know, if you don't got the huge organization, you will one day. Everybody started in square one. And one of the biggest things here is right now you have something that's motivating you and something that's kind of, you know, putting you against the wall. We can definitely tee it up, man. You go out there, help family, and you feel fired up. Once you recruit somebody, you feel like there's like a new dance, right? You take a shower, you feel different. You're like, whoa, something's going on around. You recruit people, you're like, okay, this thing works. So that's the thing. Same thing with when you write business. You help a family, it's humbling. You feel like this thing really does work. And then you feel how people feel, and man, it takes over. But other than that, I don't know if anybody, SMDs want, or you guys want to add anything? Good? So yeah, other than that, man, I think that we could all tee it up. I definitely want to, I mean, one of the things, G's coming.
Yeah.
Like, that's scary. Like, I was already like, man, my hands are shaking just thinking about him right now. And it's a good thing, because I think it pushes us, right? It's like, when Santa comes, you better be nice, because, so I think we all got to do our part, guys. Who's going to at least have one, like, for sure? Like, I'm going to photographically, and count on me first, okay?
Yeah.
I'll have one here. For sure?
Yeah.
So that, we should at least double than what we have here.
Yeah.
I'm so excited, guys. Well, other than that, yeah.
I would like to, you know, based on this, just kind of challenge everybody. I mean, yes, it's Tuesday. G is going to be here, and Cesar and my team, we're going to talk about make sure that we all mobilize people here. But it starts on Saturday.
Yep.
Imagine if we all, who wants to, I don't know if you guys want us to do a challenge
Yes,
or some
let's
type
do it.
of
Let's do
challenge, but
something.
I think we all should commit to have at least one guest on Saturday. And then from there, then we have build momentum for Tuesday, and then
Yeah.
that person can have a, but, so I don't know, I mean, I know some people are not big on the,
Put
shut up or shut up or the money situation. I'm open to anything, but I think we need to challenge that we all of
Well,
us have guests.
Well, I think it's a good thing, because I mean, the way it works, if you bring a guest, you don't put up the money. So the emphasis for that is to bring a guest, not for you to pay 20 or 50 bucks. So, I mean, that's the emphasis behind it. So I think it's a good idea. If you guys are with that, we can do a put up or shut up.
Or,
Yeah.
I mean, anything else? I mean, and
Yeah.
that's another option,
Yeah,
if
we
it
didn't
has
get
nothing.
paid last time.
What?
We didn't get paid for the last put up or shut up though. So.
See, that's the bad, that's the
Just
bad part,
saying.
the bad apples, yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
so
all right.
anyway, we'll do it different, but,
No, but we need to do something then, so that way
Yeah,
at
we
least
need
we're
to do
accountable to
something.
each other. Because if we're all here right now, we could have been watching the World Series right now,
Yeah,
so we all
yeah.
could have been doing whatever else when we're here.
Right,
So
right.
we should definitely count on each other. I want to definitely show up. Guillermo's probably coming here thinking like, all right, you know,
Mhm.
show them all what's up.
Why don't we just, commit to bringing a guest, but we partner up. Right, partner
sounds
up with
good.
somebody.
Okay, and then keep
Partner
that
up with
person-
somebody, and
okay.
even not just wait till Tuesday. I mean, you hold each other accountable for Saturday
Where
down
you
to
at?
Tuesday also.
Okay.
So, and then if you don't bring a guest, you get to take that person to dinner.
Okay.
All right.
So find a partner, and then we know the
All right, so
teammates who are
let's
not
do it
here.
right now.
Obviously the newer ones, so you guys can, yeah, so whoever's new, obviously get with your trainer or whatever,
Right,
you guys
right.
can
Okay,
talk
so
about.
should we partner up or?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all
let's
right.
partner up.
So,
Yeah,
go
let's
ahead,
partner.
go ahead.
Cool. So, alright, so,
You wanna partner people?
yeah, so cool, let's do this.
I'm gonna go with Art.
Okay,
I'll
Art?
help start that.
Okay.
Cynthia, I was thinking between Caesar and David.
Cesar and David.
I know they're both brand new, but kind of like,
Well, we got Gian right
Or
here.
maybe shouldn't we have them
Wanna write
with
down
someone
names?
more experienced that can push them?
We're challenging each other. Let's try that.
Yeah, and you don't have to be licensed or anything, even if you're not licensed.
Yeah,
it
well,
could
a
just
free
be-
guest.
The whole emphasis is guest count, guys, so we
Yeah.
want to.
It could be a $5 foot long, I mean, it doesn't matter, it's just, to show you that you're serious.
partner.
I got you.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, alright, cool, well, alright, so you guys take each other.
Both Art.
Alright, cool, I'm taking Reggie,
Okay.
to the ball, cool. Alright, who else, does anybody know who else wants to partner up with anybody?
We're taking that.
Who knows?
Robert and Anthony.
Robert and
Robert
Anthony?
Anthony? Oh, that's gonna be good.
Can I write this stuff down?
Okay.
Yeah, alright, let's write it down, Vanessa's
We'll
writing it
take
down.
CJ.
Okay, so who do we got so far?
CJ?
Got you? All right.
So, me and Reggie, right, so you got, alright, Matt, Robert, okay, cool, yep. Alright, who else knows who they wanna compete with?
Cesar and David?
Caesar and David?